Hi guys, Maikeru here with another guide. This is my second part to the invention guide. The first part will be in the description. The last guide was just about parts and where to get the parts that are useful for things like augmenters and rods. This video is just about the perks that go on the gizmos that help when training. The perks we'll go over are honed, furnace, scavenging, enlightened, wise and efficient. All of these perks help with the leveling process in one way or another. They either make it cheaper or make it faster. I'll go into them in more details on the next pages and how to get them. I will also include a wiki page link in the description about every single perk available, and it has information on how to get them. If the perk you're looking for isn't covered in this video, the wiki page may have it. First up, I will be speaking about the skilling perks for axes and rods. So if you're training woodcutting or fishing with Invention, this is what you want to know. These perks can be attached with a tool gizmo. It can easily be crafted on the inventor's workbench with just some common components, so I won't go into that. The first perk we're going to be talking about is honed. It has levels 1 to 5. Obviously 5 is much harder to get than 1. It has a 2% chance per rank for a higher chance of successfully gathering items. So if you're fishing with the rank 5, you'll have a 10% chance to get more items successfully. If you have a level 3, you'll have 6%, etc. To create the honed perk, you can use 5 sharp components that can give you any rank between 1 and 5, obviously 5 being the hardest to get. 5 precise components can give you any rank between 1 and 4. So if you only have the precise components, you can still get a good honed perk, but the sharp components are the way to go. Typically most weapons give these, so things like swords and daggers are probably your best source for sharp components. The second perk you're going to want to put on your skilling tools is Furnace. Furnace has levels between 1 to 3 and has a 5% chance per rank of consuming a gathering resource or an extra 100% experience. So you get twice as much experience and it just completely destroys the item you gather. Perfect for something like barbarian fishing where you don't need the items anyway. And level 3 will have a 15% chance, level 2 10%, level 1 5%. The way to get this perk is by using imbued components. They can give you a rank between 1 and 3 if you use 5 of them, and sharp components can give you a rank between 1 and 2. Imbued components can be a bit more expensive, so if you're on a budget, stick to doing sharp components and get a level 2, but you can try hard to get the rare level 3 if you're using imbued components, or a much higher chance to get level 2 if you have them spare. Moving on to the combat perks for weapons and armor. These perks required to be added to an armor or weapon gizmo, which is also easily crafted on an inventor's workbench, only costing common components. Scavenging perks has rank 1 to 3 and each rank has a 1% chance to receive an uncommon invention component as a drop in combat. And it also on top of that has an extra 1% chance when you receive a component for the component to be a rare instead. So at level 3 you'll have a 3% chance to get those uncommon components. 3% chance doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're training your invention in the AFK methods like Abyss, Abyssal Demons, Aerits and all of that good stuff, it's very useful. The amount of uncommon components you can receive just by having this perk is absolutely insane. The amount of uncommon components from 1 to 120 that I gained was phenomenal. I can't even comprehend how many I gained. It was in the 10,000s of components. What makes this perk even better is that it gives you 2 uncommon components or 2 rare components on every drop. It helps so much when you're augmenting your gear because it gives you half of the components just in drops. That way it saves you money and time, not having to disassemble as many items to get the components you need. To create the scavenging perk, you're going to want 5 precious components. These can give you a rank between 1 and 3. 3 is super rare, so normally people just tend to stick with rank 2. To get the 5 precious components, you're going to want to disassemble rings. Slayer rings are very good, but sometimes quite time consuming. So if you don't want to spend all the time making the Slayer rings, you can go for ruby rings instead. The next perk is enlightened. It has ranks 1 to 3 again, and it gives you plus 3% item experience per rank for the item it's installed on only. So if you are leveling multiple items, you can have multiple enlightened perks to level up each item very fast. It's perfect for leveling because you'll get more XP an hour by leveling up your items faster to disassemble or siphon. This perk can be obtained by using highest components. These can give you any ranks between 1 and 3. Highest components are mostly found by disassembling bones Typically dragon bones and higher level bones are better, but it can be obtained from any, just has more % chance from the higher the bones are. The next perk is efficient. It also has ranks 1 to 3. It decreases the charge drain rate for any item it is equipped in by 6% per rank. So you could be saving 18% of your charges at maximum rank, which really adds up on the money saving. The early levels, when you don't have drain rate reduction from discovering it on the inventor's workbench, you will benefit from this perk insanely. Divine charges can be one of the most expensive things about Invention when training it through combat. This perk is very good in saving money. The easiest way of getting the efficient perk is from 5 healthy components. They can give you any rank between 1 and 3. 3 is super rare. The healthy components can easily be found from food. I typically use sharks. They have a pretty high % chance on giving you healthy components. The last perk is just a bit of an extra. If you have space on your weapon or armor and you fancy a different perk, you can put Wise. Wise has ranks 1 to 3. While equipped, it has a 1% chance per rank to give additional experience up to 50,000 XP per day. It does add up in the long run if you're using it and training Invention for a long period of time, but it is the worst perk out of all of the ones we've covered today. Having a cap on it can really limit what you can do if you're grinding hard for a day. A 3% chance to give you additional experience and gaining 50,000 extra experience in a day is pretty decent, but not the best. I definitely would take any of the other perks over this one, but if you do have a free space that you're not using, you can always put this in there. If you liked the guide and it was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and let me know if there's any other guides you would like to see, if there's anything in particular you would want done in a video. I'm looking for ideas. I want to keep making videos as much as possible, see how it goes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe. Peace.